Well, good evening. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Baseball Talk for Monday, August 2nd. It's been a few days since I did a video. It's been since Thursday, since I was in Colorado Springs. And it's been a while since I did a baseball video, so I'll have no shortage of stuff to talk about today, which is good. It's also the first of what will be probably 5 mock draft Mondays. So if you haven't started mock drafting for football, today's a great day to start. I'm going to join in one after I film this video. I'm very proud of myself because fantasy football drafts are like my favorite time of year. I have really held off on my addiction all through July, all through the off season. It's August now, and it's time to start preparing, and it's time to start finding my leagues. Time to start getting to my quota, which I would like to do 30 teams this year. I've already got 30 names picked out because I take this so seriously and love this so much. I keep a log, a note in my phone that has all my fantasy football team names that I've been accumulating since last year, all through the offseason. I got 30 names, so I need 30 teams. Most of my leagues, well, I shouldn't say most of my leagues from last year, but I do have quite a few annual leagues that will be reactivated. I'm probably joining another league, another money league with some coworkers, and so that's going to fill one of my slots, but I'll probably end up joining at least 20 just random free leagues, preferably custom leagues on I don't know, you can't really do that thing on ESPN anymore where you used to be able to like go through and browse like free public custom leagues and join, and you can't do that anymore, which really angers me. So if I want to find free public custom leagues, I got to go to Yahoo, and I don't really like Yahoo fantasy football format. So I just don't like Yahoo fantasy sports really at all. I will probably find someone sleeper, stuff like that. So I'll get my 30 quota somehow. I mean, the last few years they've been kind of strictly ESPN, just because it's nice to have them all right there in the same location and not have to bounce around different apps. But this year I'm gonna go sleeper, probably Yahoo, ESPN, stuff like that. So yeah, but you should definitely start preparing. We'll start talking fantasy football here shortly. I don't know when. I'm not gonna make any promises to you, make any deadlines, but it'll be soon, because we're getting to that time of year. It'll be trade deadline happened. A lot of people were helped by the trade deadline. A lot of people were hurt by the trade deadline. A lot of pitchers missed some starts because of the trade deadline. I had a team last week, by the way, it was a very, very bad fantasy baseball week for me last week, man. Both of my undefeated teams that have carried through 4 months of the season, 15 weeks, finally lost. Both of them, same week. So now I'm 15-1 in 2 leagues. My money league, I've gotten my ass whooped back-to-back weeks, so I'm pretty much out of the playoff picture now. I just hate it because there's no bench and there's nobody on waivers. And everybody, my team is hurt constantly. I've had to juggle the injured list because I'm get 8, and we only get 8 because of COVID. So next year it's probably gonna go down. But I'm lucky I have 8 injured list spots because I've been juggling 7. I've had 7 or 8 on the injured list all freaking season. It's ridiculous, man. But a bad baseball week. I had a team that somehow only had 7 starting pitchers for the entirety of the week, when I carry like 10 starting pitchers in that league. So 2 or 3 guys completely missed the start last week because of the trade. Max Scherzer was one of them. I know that. I have no idea what happened with the other 2. I didn't really investigate into it that much. I just noticed yesterday. I was wondering why I was losing, and I was like, oh, I've only had 7 pitchers start this week? That's ridiculous. What is going on here? So, yeah. My trip to Colorado Springs was fun. I feel like I did as much as I possibly could in the 2 days, or less than 2 daase I was there, but it was a little frantic getting back because my bus, I got stranded out at Garden of the Gods because I decided to go back. As those of you who saw my videos, I went back, which cost me double on Lyft. I went to the back side of the park, which is like the front side of the park is you know, a lot bigger, a better place to drive. It's in Colorado Springs, so it's easier to get there. The backside, you've got to go to Manitou Springs, which is a town a little bit farther down the highway. You got to go in the back way. No cell signal out there, but that's kind of where Balanced Rock, that's where the Siamese twins are. That's where the gift shop is. It's kind of a more interesting place for me. That's why I wanted to go back there. So I didn't get a cell signal. I was trying to leave because I had to catch my bus to get back to Denver at 4:50 p.m. Mountain Time. I was trying to get back to Colorado Springs at 3 because I wanted to stop at this place, have some lunch, have a beer before I had to go. Well, so it's like 2:35, 2:40 maybe when I decide I'm ready to go home. I tried to call a Lyft in the park. Could not get a cell signal. Had to hike out of the park. Not that big of a deal. It wasn't that far from the park to the gas station in Manitou Springs. That was not the problem. The problem was I could not get a Lyft ride. There was no drivers at that time of day. I finally got a driver to come and get me, and then at the last minute, Lyft diverted him to another ride, and then I couldn't get another driver. So I had to schedule a ride in advance, and those of you who've ever done Lyft or Uber, you know that you have to schedule something at least 45 minutes in advance. So I had to wait 45 minutes, actually an hour, to get the ride. So 4:15. So remember, I got hiked out of this park at 2:40. It's now 4:15, and my driver was supposed to arrive at 4:15. He arrived at 4:30. Then he wanted to stop at his gas station and get gas, the one that he's picking me up at, right? Okay, so we're trying to get back to Colorado Springs by 4:50. At this point, I've given up on having a beer, having lunch. Didn't need to eat at all day. Okay, I get to the bus stop just as the Greyhound is coming off the freeway, and because there's a stoplight, there's a freeway exit, and then there's the bus stop. You go through the light and you turn. It was right there at the light when I got there. So I got there just in time to catch the bus. And then the bus got stuck in some terrible traffic between Colorado Springs and Denver, which is a pretty drive. For those of you who've never been there, it's a pretty cool drive. You kind of get to see the Academy. You see this monument, Castle Rock, which is a neat little town. It's a nice drive back to Denver, but the traffic was horrible. My bus was an hour and 15 minutes late, and I had to take the train. So this new plan I had to eat dinner in Denver, that didn't happen because my bus was so late. I barely got to the airport in time to catch my flight. I got to my gate as they were boarding, so didn't have time to eat there. Then, of course, there's no meals on the plane because of COVID and all that stuff. So I literally did not eat all day until I got home, got in my car at like 11 o'clock at night, and finally drove to the Taco Bell drive-thru. Luckily, they were so quick. They were so fast. I'm so grateful to them. There was nobody else in line. I was the only one there. My food was ready by the time I pulled up to the window. It was awesome. It's rare that I have something pleasant to say about people in fast food, but they were great. So, yeah, definitely frantic, but I had a good time overall. Glad I went, and now I'm mentally and physically preparing for my trip to Arizona in 2 weeks. Going back to Tucson finally. Had to push that vacation back because I switched jobs. So now my Arizona trip that I was trying to do on the 4th of July weekend, or around there in July, now it gets pushed to middle of August. My Minnesota trip that I was hoping to do at the end of August so I can get there for Vikings training camp is probably going to have to be in September now during the regular season, which means I'm not going to be able to go to a game most likely because I'm not going to pay regular season prices to go to see a football game. But I will see my Vikings in LA against the Chargers in November. Unfortunately, I'll now still will have to go without watching a football game in the Vikings stadium. But I will go see the Vikings stadium, so I guess that's a good consolation prize. But anyway, I can't believe it's already 9.5 minutes into this video. I didn't even start talking about baseball. I was going to kind of talk about some of the movies that I've watched lately because I have Regal Unlimited, so I get to go to the movies as many times as I want for $21 a month. It's a pretty awesome deal for those of you who go to the movies more than twice a month. You'll get your money back. You still have to pay for concessions, but you do get discounts on the concessions. You never have to pay zero for movie tickets, so it gives you more money to spend on concessions, and then you get like a 10% discount stuff like that. You also get your Regal points, your rewards. For every movie you see, you still get the rewards whether you buy the ticket or not. So I'm just racking up these points, and I use them to get discounts and drinks and stuff like that. So, or free drinks or whatever it is. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to save the movie talk for another day because we're 10 minutes in now. Some steaming hot hitters to add for you. Some middle infielders. Ahmed Rosario really benefited from the trade deadline as Cesar Hernandez is gone. Ahmed Rosario now, I think he kind of had an everyday role before as a utility guy, but now he should be the everyday second baseman for the Cleveland Indians moving forward. Big part of their future as they rebuild, and he's hitting really well over the last week or so. Also, Kyle Farmer of the Reds, one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now, also eligible at shortstop and second base. Ha-Seung Kim, or however you say his Korean name, not trying to sound racist or anything. I think it's Ha-Seung Kim, which reminds me a lot of a basketball player the Blazers used to have, who Ha-Seung Kim, I think was his name. I honestly don't remember. It was Ha Kim, something Kim. So it's kind of, weird. But I guess, English culture, we have a lot of William Smiths and Bob Johnsons and stuff like that. So I guess it's not much different. He should benefit from Fernando Tatis's unfortunate injury, which could put him out for the rest of the season, just FYI. He should be the primary shortstop moving forward because Frazier and Cronenworth that's not their position. So Kim should be the beneficiary of that. And Darren Roof of the Giants, despite the acquisition of Chris Bryant, Darren Roof is still somehow playing, still somehow producing. So that should continue moving forward. Streaming pitchers for Tuesday aren't great, but I do have four options for you to consider. Starting with Luis Patino of the Rays against the Mariners. I have no faith in the Mariners. And I guess I should say this publicly again because it got me a lot of views last time. Jerry DiPoto's an idiot. So there you go. Maybe I need to put that in the headline when I post this video too. Jerry DiPoto's an idiot. So I can maybe get in the 40 plus views again like I did last time. But no faith in the Mariners, especially in Tampa Bay. Luis Patino's a very talented young pitcher with a lot of potential. I like him in this matchup. Adrian Hauser of the Brewers against the Pirates. In 4 of Adrian Hauser's last 5 starts, he's gotten double-digit points in points leagues, and there's no reason that shouldn't continue against the hapless Pirates team. Johnny Cueto at the Diamondbacks. Johnny Cueto is still a guy I believe in despite his inconsistencies this year. I think he's going to be back to almost his old self next year after a full year of recovery from injury and non-COVID stuff. Next year should be, hopefully, a more normal, as close to a normal baseball season as we're probably ever likely to see again. Johnny Cueto should be the pitcher of old as well, but I still like him in the second half of the season, especially against a team that is so pathetic like the Diamondbacks. And lastly, Madison Bumgarner, the Diamondbacks pitcher against the Giants, against his old team, the Giants. I like Madison Bumgarner to have a big second half, be one of the few bright spots in the Diamondbacks on the Diamondbacks roster. I think he wants to prove that he can still be a quality pitcher. Maybe get traded in the offseason to a team that has a chance of winning. And I think he wants to kind of stick it to his old team, the Giants, as well. I think he's mentally motivated for this game. Despite the Giants, again, acquiring Chris Bryant, which I'm really don't understand why the Cubs traded him. I really think they could have re-signed him, and I think they still can. But Chris Bryant should really help the Giants as the National League West looks absolutely loaded. The Padres have to hope Fernando Tatis can come back, otherwise they've got no shot. With the Dodgers being the new Yankees and the Giants getting Chris Bryant, so it's very possible the National League wildcard teams could both be from the NL West. I wouldn't be surprised at all by that. I don't think most people who've been following baseball this year will be surprised by that. But those are my streaming pitchers for tomorrow, and those are my steaming hitters, and that's the 10.5 minutes of personal bit stuff that you probably didn't care about, and you probably fast forwarded through, and now we're at 15 minutes, and a video was longer than I kind of anticipated, but have a blessed day. Sending positive vibes your way. Have better luck with your baseball lineups than I did. Good luck with your fantasy football mock drafts. Hopefully you kind of get an idea of where guys are going to go. Guys that are going to fall. Guys you want, where you can get them. So you can be prepared for draft day. And as always, I got to remind you guys to live your life while you are awake and while you have time. I know some of you have kids, stuff like that. But you got to do some things for yourself. You got to be a little selfish sometimes. Do the things that make you happy when you get the opportunity. So peace, love, and nacho fries.